Hola, mi compadres, and welcome back to Salvation Sundays, where we talk about things like in church, because sometimes we need to remember where we are in our positions. Now, I don't think I've went over through. Oh my gosh, I just missed my shot. Oops. But I don't think I went over as much of this subject before, but I would like to, if I did speak about it, I would like to retouch it for this today's Salvation Sundays video. And today I would like to talk about what is God's plan for you, me, and everyone in this world. Now, we all must remember that God's plan is almighty and it's always in a position where it is subject to change on his account, but it's never out of his hands. So if something goes wrong, it's never his it's never out of his hand. He always has control over everything that is necessary for your liking. Well, not your liking, because sometimes life can be hard, and sometimes we don't like going through those tough times. But we need also to remember that God is always with us, and that He always takes care of us, and He's always with us, even though we're in suffering. Like, don't even think about the fact that He's not with you when you're suffering. He's always there when you're suffering, or when you're at your highest point or your lowest point, and that would be your suffering. I don't know exactly what you're going through right now, nor can I say I know how it feels, because I am not in that position to say that I know how you feel, because I barely know any of you, but I would love to know any more about y'all. So if you would like to contact me, talk about something, I don't really care what it is. We'll talk about it. Just shoot me an email, or practically an email. Y'all should know my email by now, but like, if you want to contact me anyway, I'll just give you my accounts. Well, not like my passwords and everything, but my Twitter is br.cabrera79. Instagram is br.cabrera777. Also, what else? My email is hammerbro@gmail.com. And I think that's pretty much it that I have. Ask FM is also Brian the Bold, so if you want to ask me a question, go to Ask FM and just ask me a question. I no longer live stream because the fact that it takes a lot of gigabytes in my iPad and nobody watches it, so I'm just like, might as well go away with it. But back to the fact that God's plan is omnipotent. I think I'm using that word correctly. So you can't really make your own plans. It's not your life to plan, if that makes any sense. I don't think I'm like wording it correctly, but like, you can't make little check marks to the future. So like, you can't really plan your life. God knows like what's going to happen in your life, and He's going to push you in the way that He feels like it's going to help you grow stronger with Him, not the way that you want, but what you need. So let's say something goes wrong. It's not necessarily the end of the world. It may seem like that, but in reality, it's something to help you grow spiritually and physically. So, for example, for me, would be, I'm trying to think of one. I can think one on top of my head, but it's just that I have too many scars. But, let's say I call myself worthless. That's a truth. That's not really a good example, because that's just me hurting myself. What's another example? What is another example? I'm trying to think of one. Let's say, okay, some kid comes along, pushes you down, and takes your ball. That's pretty much it. Takes your ball and then laughs at you and runs. It's not necessarily the end of the world. It's just, it has a point. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of something, but I'm just a little tired from nothing. I'm just like, my eyes and my head are just a tad bit headache. But I'm trying to think of one, but I don't know. But if you can think of one, write down in the comment section below. I apologize, I'm not thinking correctly right now, but what you need to take out of this is that he has control over everything. There is nothing out of his hand. That's pretty much what I said for this entire video. But it's good to remind ourselves of those little things are actually big things. That we see them as little things, but it's not a lie, it's actually the truth. He is always with us. Even though we see that, like, we feel like God has abandoned us and we feel like that He doesn't answer our prayers, He always listens. He always does. He doesn't always automatically answers your requests because He's not a genie. That would make Him a genius, not a genie. And, you know, you just gotta remember to stay faithful to Him, and He'll stay faithful to you. And He loves you. He loves you very much. For what you are, what you do, He loves you. And a lot of times, I think sometimes that I do many things that like are so unpleasing to God. But you just gotta remember also that He forgives us, that He never holds our sins against us or anything, because He's not gonna pull up a big fat book with all of our sins, because that would be a really big book. But He just, what He does, He grabs all of our sins and puts them down on the deepest of the oceans. And that's pretty legit of Him to do that. And it's really great to know that we have a God that is so caring that He wouldn't even use anything against you. And He's so loving and so merciful towards us. Because right now, if we didn't have a good God, or if God didn't even exist, then we wouldn't be here right now, because, you know, I just lost it, but I don't know. We just, you know, gotta remember sometimes He's always with us. He's with me, He's with you, He's with your family, whatever is going on with your life, He's always with you, and don't ever forget about that. He is always with you. So, I mean, I can't say enough that He is always with you. So, if you want to take something from this, instead of like me just pausing all the time, and I apologize for this video, it's kind of horrible, but if you want to take something out of this, then remember to pray to Him, and to like, when you're praying, just remind yourself that He is always there by your side during your good and bad times. So that's pretty much that I have for today's video. Ooh, I just got really tired right now. But anyways, I would have to say also, thank you guys so much for being there for me. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for the views as much, and thank you so much for sticking along for this crazy, boring, might be fun ride. And overall, you guys are great, and I love all of you. And I'm not just saying that just to say it, but I really do love all of you. I'll try my best, and I really am doing this, to write to everyone's comments. Well, it's going to be at the point where I can't do that, because there's going to be so many people writing down, and I would barely even try to even chip at the peak of the iceberg. But for now, I'll try to answer all the comments, and you know, write whatever you want. I'm there. I'll read it, and I'll write it down. But like, if it's something that's like a good notes, then I won't write to it. But I would just remember that if you write something good, always remember that I would always say thank you. I'll probably say thank you, because that's like with me. Like, I always write back. I always try to write back. So, well, thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a like to support the Red Guard. And this is Brian the Bold signing out. Stay bold out there. Ciao.